Brings us right into our next point, which is body recomping. Okay, so we were talking there a second ago about people want to make it themselves preferentially anabolic in muscle tissue, but catabolic in fat tissue. So they lose a load of fat while gaining a load of muscle. What are your thoughts on that? And especially it being propagated in the fitness industry and like the bodybuilding industry as a whole. What do you think? It's a positive thing? It's a possible thing? What are we going?
Like I think it's a possible thing for like body recomposition.
Yes.
But like generally the people that are looking to achieve this body recomposition, these drastic like changes in their whole physique in terms of both fat loss and muscle gain, are the people that typically don't understand or don't have the expectations of how long it's actually going to take. So, you know, if you're not being specific to one side of the spectrum, whether it's fat loss or muscle gain, you're extending the period of time that you're going to have to work towards your goal, like whatever it is. So like I think people would be better off to actually just kind of pick a goal, kind of stick with that for a while, and then progress towards the long-term goal. Because ultimately, if you're just getting into this and you're watching this and you're a young guy and you see that fitness model, you're probably not going to look like him for 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
Sorry, but that's the reality. And it's often these people that are used in marketing campaigns, particularly targeted at body recomposition through whatever special technique. And Larry, you've been in the industry a long time. Have you ever come across this special technique that drastically changed your physique?
There's no special technique.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, like
you're either building muscle or losing fat. You can only be in a surplus or a deficit.
So is it possible? Yes.
100% it is physiologically possible.
Yes.
Like now, is it probable?
More so in the early stages when you are doing.
Yeah, but it's also you have to fuel it. Like you could get every strategy under the sun. Give yourself just the smallest deficit that you're still losing fat and creating an anabolic environment that you are gaining muscle. But the rate of muscle gain is actually so slow. Whereas compared to the rate of fat gain, like this is what you get people like client results and across the whole fitness industry, you see great fat loss. Everyone's like, yeah, look at my fat loss results with this client, fat loss results. Like fat loss is easy. Like I could put you on 900 calories today.
Easy.
Done.
Yep.
2 hours of cardio every day. As long as you can stick to the plan, you're going to be shredded. You are going to be shredded out of your mind. If I was like, okay, we have to build some muscle. Like building muscle takes time.
It is
a long
slow
time. It's a slow process.
Yeah, like ridiculously slow. So like getting the two things to happen at once, like unless you want fat loss to be really, really, really slow and to match that muscle gain, like people are talking about recomping and they're like, I started my diet at 90 kilos, I want to end my diet at 90 kilos.
Not happening.
That's 100% not happening. Like you're 20% body fat at 90 kilos and you want to be 5% body fat at 90 kilos. Like not happening. That's it's literally 10 kilos you have to lose of fat and you think you're going to gain 10 kilos of muscle in a 16-week period. Like a lot of this comes from, again, the bodybuilding industry where like powerful like nutrient partitioning drugs are used and you kind of like see these results and you're like, Jesus, like this guy, literally, he's the exact same weight when he started here and when he finished, you know. So it's obviously possible, but it's like you have to remember.
More likely when they finish, they're after doing some form of a carb load for a photo shoot or something. So like I've been up to 8 to 10 kilos heavier after these carb loads.
Yeah.
So like that makes a drastic change on your before and after pictures.
Yeah, so like all these strategies and all these things you see, not likely to occur. Now this is not to say, like especially if you come off a long layoff, like you stop training for a year or whatever, and you used to be
memories
huge, literally boom, straight back into training, straight back into a little bit stricter dieting, and like all of a sudden you start gaining muscle at a mad rate, and then fucking your fat loss is still linear all the way down. You're like this, I'm hit the holy grail. It's just not likely to happen. It's not likely to happen in guys, and again we have a bit more of an anabolic advantage. It's definitely not likely to happen in girls, you know. So yeah, body recomposition as a whole, possible, not probable.
You'll see this a lot where like calories are being bumped up and up and up and up and up and people are still losing body fat. They're still in a deficit.
They're still in a deficit. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier on.
Yeah.
It's like people are like, oh, I've increased my calories by 500 and I'm still losing this much every week.
And I'm over the number that the Harris Benedict formula gave me.
And you're
they're like, oh, calories in, calories out, it's bullshit.
It's like thermodynamics works across the board.
If you're losing fat, you're in a deficit.
You're in a deficit, you know?
Period.
And I think you made an interesting point there on girls as well, because like time and time again we see so many girls just spinning their wheels in the gym because they're always dieting. You know, I've literally spoken to girls and been like, so how long have you been trying to diet now? And they've been like, 5 years.
You're
it's
like,
what?
You must be down to 4 calories.
Yeah, and these people are genuinely weight training all that time then, and they are making zero progress because they're in this kind of deficit for a while. and then there's a
Come in
period
and out
of
of
poor
it.
adherence, and like they're never actually setting themselves up for success, nor do they have set weight training goals because they're constantly on
Like their goal
this
is fat
diet.
loss.
That's it. Like it's just
then
fat
there's
loss.
an element of really poor education on it as well that's
Yeah.
been imparted on them too, that the second they put up their calories they're going to get really fat. Like I'm up 200 calories, I'm going to put on 15 kilos, and that's their mindset as well.
Yeah.
So that's the poor education that's imparted on them.
But you don't get that here.
No.
No poor education here.
All right,
you
so
used
body,
to get.
yeah, so body recomping, it's not likely to occur. It is possible, certain circumstances, certain drugs, but in a general population, not probable.
Be aware of what you're reading. Pretty much.